Mastering market trends. Regulatory demands are suffocating financial markets, and only excellence can set them free. Which current regulatory requirements are driving the need for operational excellence in financial markets, and how are these requirements evolving to further ensure efficient, effective, and risk-resistant market operations? The financial market is experiencing a significant shift towards operational excellence, driven by an increasingly complex regulatory landscape. In recent years, a plethora of regulations have been introduced to strengthen market integrity, protect investors, and promote financial stability. These regulations have put immense pressure on financial institutions to revamp their operational frameworks, driving the need for operational excellence. One of the primary drivers of operational excellence is the Dodd-Frank Act, enacted in response to the 2008 global financial crisis. The act introduced a raft of regulations aimed at promoting financial stability, improving risk management, and enhancing transparency. Key provisions, such as the Volcker Rule and the Lincoln Amendment, have forced financial institutions to re-examine their operational risk management practices, ensuring that they are better equipped to identify, assess, and mitigate risks. Another critical driver is the European Union's (EU) Markets in Financial Instruments Directive, MiFID II, which came into effect in 2018. MiFID II introduced stringent requirements for trade reporting, transparency, and best execution, among others. The regulation has compelled financial institutions to revamp their operational infrastructures, ensuring that they can capture, process, and report vast amounts of data accurately and efficiently. The European Market Infrastructure Regulation, EMIR, is another key regulation driving the need for operational excellence. EMIR introduced stricter rules for over-the-counter, OTC, derivatives, central counterparties, and trade repositories. The regulation has forced financial institutions to enhance their operational risk management practices, ensuring that they can manage their OTC derivatives portfolios more effectively and reduce systemic risk. The Basel Committee on Banking Supervision's (BCBS) Basel III framework is another crucial driver of operational excellence. Basel III introduced stricter capital requirements, liquidity standards, and leverage ratios, forcing financial institutions to optimize their operational risk management practices and reduce their risk profiles. Furthermore, the Financial Stability Board's (FSB) recommendations for strengthening oversight and regulation of shadow banking are driving the need for operational excellence in financial markets. The recommendations aim to reduce systemic risk posed by non-bank financial institutions, forcing them to enhance their operational risk management practices and strengthen their regulatory frameworks. The evolution of these regulatory requirements is expected to further drive the need for operational excellence in financial markets. Regulators are increasingly focusing on the importance of operational resilience, urging financial institutions to develop robust operational risk management frameworks that can withstand severe market shocks. The rise of fintech and regtech is also expected to play a significant role in shaping the future of operational excellence in financial markets. Emerging technologies, such as blockchain, artificial intelligence, and machine learning, are being leveraged to improve operational efficiency, reduce costs, and enhance risk management practices. In addition, the increasing focus on environmental, social, and governance (ESG) considerations is expected to drive the need for operational excellence in financial markets. Financial institutions are being urged to integrate ESG factors into their operational risk management practices, ensuring that they can identify and mitigate risks more effectively. In conclusion, the need for operational excellence in financial markets is being driven by a complex regulatory landscape, characterized by an increasingly stringent set of rules and guidelines. Financial institutions must revamp their operational frameworks to ensure that they can meet these requirements, mitigate risks, and promote efficient, effective, and risk-resistant market operations. The evolution of regulatory requirements, emerging technologies, and ESG considerations will further drive the need for operational excellence, forcing financial institutions to adapt and innovate to remain competitive in an increasingly complex financial market landscape. As I sit in my Montreal office, surrounded by art pieces that inspire me, I'm reminded of the parallels between the world of finance and the world of art. Both require a deep understanding of the subtleties, a sense of nuance, and an ability to parse complexity. The pursuit of operational excellence in financial markets is no different. I recall a conversation with a senior executive at a leading financial institution who confided in me about the immense pressure to optimize their operations. The need to stay ahead of the regulatory curve, manage risk, and maintain competitiveness was a constant drumbeat in the background. As we delved deeper, it became clear that the quest for operational excellence was not just about meeting compliance requirements, but about instilling a culture of adaptability and resilience within the organization. As I pondered this conversation, I couldn't help but think of the Japanese concept of wabi-sabi, the art of finding beauty in imperfection. In the world of finance, this translates to acknowledging that imperfections are an inherent part of the system, and that true excellence lies in the ability to navigate these imperfections with agility and finesse. Take, for instance, the example of a leading investment bank that I worked with. They were struggling to keep pace with the evolving regulatory landscape, and their risk management framework was woefully inadequate. Rather than trying to impose a rigid, top-down approach, we worked together to create a more iterative, adaptive process that allowed them to respond to changing market conditions in real time. This required a fundamental shift in mindset, away from a focus on rigid frameworks and towards a more fluid, dynamic approach. It meant empowering teams to take ownership of their processes and creating a culture that encouraged experimentation, learning, and iteration. The results were striking. Not only did they improve their risk management capabilities, but they also saw a significant reduction in operational costs and a marked increase in customer satisfaction. As I navigated the complex landscape of financial markets, I began to see parallels with the world of art. Just as a masterpiece is not created overnight, operational excellence is not achieved through a single, magic bullet solution. Rather, it requires a deep understanding of the underlying dynamics, a willingness to experiment and learn, and a commitment to continuous refinement. In this sense, the pursuit of operational excellence is as much a creative endeavor as it is a technical one. It requires a sense of curiosity, a willingness to challenge assumptions, and an openness to new ideas and perspectives. As I worked with various financial institutions, I noticed that those who approached operational excellence with a sense of curiosity and experimentation were far more likely to succeed than those who approached it with a rigid, formulaic mindset. In the end, the pursuit of operational excellence in financial markets is not just about meeting regulatory requirements or optimizing processes. It's about cultivating a culture of adaptability, resilience, and creativity. It's about recognizing that imperfections are an inherent part of the system, and that true excellence lies in the ability to navigate these imperfections with agility and finesse. As I gaze upon the art pieces that surround me, I'm reminded that this pursuit is not just a technical exercise, but a deeply human one, a quest to create something beautiful, imperfect, and uniquely our own.